All right. We have a chronologically or a timeline of printing, right? Chronology of Printing by Colin Clare. This is pretty interesting. I wonder how old this is. 1969. Okay. So it's crazy having a library that I have, or a massive library. Um, it's just interesting to see what was interesting in different times, because writing this in today's time, I don't see that anyone would buy it. Maybe 1,000 people, but back then, for someone to put they put a lot of energy into this, or like certain words, anthropology of words, or like literally, there's a book that studies words. I don't see how many people would really want to buy that now. However, whenever they wrote it, it must have been really popular. Now, this is literally a timeline on writing. We start with 105. Reputed invention of paper in China by Lun. I'm sorry, I probably beat that up. In that year, he officially reported the invention to the emperor, but whether he was the actual inventor or merely the official patron of it is not known. The materials used were tree bark, hemp, rags, and fish nets. It is unlikely, however, that the invention of paper was the work of any one man, and the probability is that Cao Lun or other merely perfected a rough and ready pre-existing form of paper. All right, that was interesting. So 105. But in 1403, wait a minute. If this is AD, right? Anno Dano, whatever, and your Romans and everything were in BC. How do we know all these philosophy from Socrates and all this other stuff, Plato, if they wouldn't have any paper? And this is the chronology of print. Oh, well, it's printing. It's not writing. Okay. In 1403, printing from movable table or type made of metal was practiced in Korea in the 15th century, and a set of 100,000 copper types was cast in 1403 by the command of the king and used for the printing of many books until 1544. Well, that's interesting. In 1403 is when in Korea, right? I think I watched somebody else, and they said that this was not from Korea, that it was from Britain. I don't know the year. 100,000 copper types, right? Okay, and they did this until 1544. I wonder what happened in 1544 then. Let's go 1544. Why did they just all the way stop, right? Yeah, no. It's just like a half a page. I'm not going to read it all to you. Read some. Publication of Martin Luther's Geisteslieder, a book of music printed entirely from wood blocks, lapis, Waltenbaps. Yeah, right. Well, this is very interesting. I enjoy it. But the more we go into further, the more, or the closer to modern times we have, there's quite a bit of excessiveness. We go back into the olden days. So, this is short and sweet. In 1361, a Korean book, a xylograph work dated 1361, was on view at the Paris Exposition Universelle of 1900. Okay, look at that. Look at that. That's great. All right, again, there's a lot more into this book. I might have to read it and inventory it, or detail it out a little bit more, index it out. It's the obviously I can't say the word, right? It's the timeline of printing. Chronology. The chronologic. You get what I'm trying to say. It's not working. It's 5 in the morning. My motor's not working yet. Of Printing by Colin Clare.